And so about halfway through, she goes for the glove box and the tissues. And I was a long distance runner. And I think that's where, in high school, and I think that's where I get my tenacity.
If your heart's ever been shattered into 1,000 pieces, Bob Seger has already written your breakup playlist. He wrote them because he was living the pain with you. This is the story of the rock legend who turned personal heartbreak into timeless music, and somehow made millions of strangers feel less alone. He became one of the most loved voices in rock, sold out stadiums, millions of records, songs that lived on radios, in car rides, and in memories people never talk about out loud.
Lonely nights, she filled my sleep.
But behind all that success was a 10-year-old boy sitting alone in Michigan, wondering why his dad never came home. Bob Seger wasn't born into stardom. He grew up in a working-class town. His dad left when he was 10. That pain stuck with him. He didn't chase music for money or fame. He chased it because it was the only place he could put the hurt. While everyone else was trying to sound smooth and perfect like Motown, Seger kept it raw. His voice wasn't polished. It was honest. His lyrics didn't rhyme for radio. They cut straight into real life. He wasn't some overnight star. He played in smoky bars, wrote songs in cheap studios, and failed album after album. But the heartbreak never stopped. So neither did he. In 1976, everything changed with a live album, Live Bullet. And soon after came the song that would define him, Night Moves.
Working on a night move.
At first, it sounds like a nostalgic love song, but it's not. It's a song about getting older and realizing the one person you never stopped thinking about might not even remember you anymore. People don't listen to Night Moves to feel better. They listen because sometimes you just want to feel understood. And Seger, he never tries to fix you. He just sits with your sadness like a friend who's been there. One thing that made Seger different is that Seger never moved to Hollywood. While his peers chased fame, Seger stayed grounded in Michigan, recording with the same crew, living blocks from his old high school. He stayed in Michigan, just for songs. He didn't chase the spotlight, he chased truth. And that's why his music still hits today. In 1978, another hit song we've got tonight was released as part of his album Stranger in Town.
We've got tonight. Who needs tomorrow? We've got tonight, babe.
The saddest song one night stand in music history. This isn't a love song. It's two people who know it's not real, but they're both too lonely to care. Seger wasn't your typical rock god. He turned down massive deals, wrote songs that sounded like they were lived, not just written. Against the Wind, Turn the Page, Main Street. These weren't hits, they were confessions. When Bob Seger wrote Main Street, he wasn't a rock legend yet.
To that smoky bay, down on Main Street.
He was still somewhere in between, not quite famous, not forgotten either. And in that quiet space, he looked back on something personal. The song came from a real memory, a girl he used to see working in a club near Main Street in Ann Arbor. He never spoke to her, never even knew her name, but something about her stuck. Years later, he described her as someone he admired from a distance, not love, not obsession, just a kind of deep, quiet longing. She became a symbol of everything he wanted but couldn't reach. That's why Main Street feels so raw. It's not about heartbreak that happened. It's about heartbreak that never got the chance to happen. And maybe that's the sadly on his own terms. No scandals, no comebacks, just a legacy of honest music that still hits home. By the time Seger released Still the Same, he was a star.
Still the same. I caught up with you yesterday.
But fame didn't erase the old wounds. Fame hadn't made him forget the people who once mattered. The song wasn't written about a specific breakup. It was inspired by a type of person. Someone charming, confident, always in control. The kind of person who could win anyone over, but never let anyone close. Seger had seen people like that in his life, and maybe even loved one. People who don't change, no matter how much you hope they will. Bob Seger's songs weren't just music, they were his pain put into words. So if you're heartbroken, lost, or just tired, play some Bob Seger. He's already lived your story and turned it into music. He already knew what you were going to feel before you even knew how to say it. Like, share, and tag someone who needs this tonight.